Hey there guys, how's it going? Reaper here, back with another painting video, and this is the last of these sort of individuals before we get onto the main bulk of the Zombicide armies. This is the Abomination, which is a core set as well. It's not even a Kickstarter anymore. And we've primed it in our standard grey paint as we always do, and we're using green skin as the base layer for the skin. That is it for the green skin. Now the skin is done, we're going to move on to electric blue for the robes. I wanted to do something really nice and sort of bright and vibrant, which will just make it look nicer with the contrast of the darker skin, because I don't want the orc skin to be too light in this. As generally with orcs, well, basing this on 40k orcs, the older and the bigger they are, the darker skin they are. So I'm going to keep this guy as fairly dark skin, even though we're going to give it quite a light highlight. Okay, that is it for the electric blue. Now we're going to move on to metallics. I figured do metallics first because a lot of the sort of ropes and leathers and stuff go over the metallics. So it would make sense to do the layer below first and then come back and do the actual ropes and bits. But we are using gunmetal as I don't want this to be silver. It needs to look sort of dull, but I don't want to use rough iron because that's a bit too much. There we go, that was it for the metallics. Now we're on to desert yellow, and this is for a hell of a lot of this mini. It's all the ropes, all the bits of string, the straps and the bones are all done with desert yellow. So I thought I'd prime the bones with desert yellow and then sort of layer on the actual bone colour afterwards, just to give it a bit of variation before the wash goes on. And that was it for Desert Yellow. As you can see, it took a lot longer than any other color, and not so much because of the area it was covering, more it's very fiddly stuff. So I find a lot of the sort of more detailed areas probably take longer than just bulk skin color, which is pretty much how it should be. I've also talked halfway through this without even saying this is leather brown for the shoulder pad, and he has a strap on one of his arm. I want to say it's an arm plate because it looks like it's actually attached to his arm, because the strap isn't actually connected to anything, it's just sort of dangling there. There are also two small plates on which I'm doing now. If I were to do this again, I'd probably do them silver because it looks sort of more like metallic plates than pieces of leather, but there was already a lot of metallics on here, so I went with that. Now on to the first highlight, which is skeleton bone for all the bone. And of course, as with all highlights, don't get it in the recesses. So you want to get all raised areas and a good chunk of the actual area you're painting, just so that it has that color, but then leave the recesses and then the wash will fill it in later and blend it. There we go. That is pretty much it now for all the highlights on the bones. As you can tell, I did miss a few little things, such as the toenails and the 3 bones that are pierced into his arm. But now we move on to the next highlight, which is Goblin Green, and this is for all the raised areas of the skin, along with any areas where I sort of missed a little bit when I was doing the painting and got stuff on the skin. Highlights are very good for that if you do it before the wash, because you can cover the area and then wash it afterwards and it just looks fine. But of course, if you do notice you've made a mistake, the easiest way is clean off your brush, get some water on the brush and then just wash it off. But a lot of these I didn't actually notice when I was doing it, so I had to cover them up with the highlight afterwards. and that's it for the skin highlight. Now we're moving on to highlight for the cloth, I guess, skirt maybe. Either way, the blue, which is we're using Ice Storm, which I've never used this color before. It's actually really a nice blue, and I might have to use it again. Not sure what on yet, but I'll find something. But it's a sort of almost a one-to-one highlight that you would want for electric blue. So it works brilliantly for this because it looks really bright when it's going on, but as soon as it dries, it's the next step in the tonal ladder, which is what you want for a highlight. And that was it for the electric blue. Now we're moving on to pure red for the inside of the mouth and the eyes. It's just a little bit around the inside of the mouth just to make it look like he's actually got a mouth that's open. It's not just green, and just 2 dots for the eyes. Now on to the first wash, which is blue tone all over the cloth skirt thing. That was it for the blue tone. Now we move on to green tone, which is all of the skin. That's it for the green tone. Now we're moving on to strong tone, which is for everything else that hasn't been touched by wash yet. And that was it for all the washes. Now, with a lot of my minis, I highlight before washing, so washing is the last step normally. Now we're just doing the matte black for the base. And it's a nice simple mini, but I like the fact there's a lot of highlight opportunity in that skin, which if you really want to go back into it, you can actually add a little bit of yellow to the goblin green to do an even larger highlight. For orcs, I would not recommend adding white. Always add sort of a yellowy colour. But there are the final images. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.